Breaking news this evening. As many of you have heard by now, Louisiana is requiring all public schools to display the Ten Commandments in every classroom. Well, not to be outdone, everyone's favorite bigot, Ryan Walters, the superintendent of Oklahoma schools, has declared that effective immediately, the Bible will be taught in all school classrooms. This story is breaking. It's still a developing story. It's coming to us from all over the place. Tonight, we're going to look at CNN. So, the Oklahoma State Superintendent announces all schools must incorporate the Bible and the Ten Commandments into curriculums. And this is just outrageously crazy sauce. CNN's take. All Oklahoma schools are required to incorporate the Bible and the Ten Commandments into their curriculums effective immediately, the state's chief education officer announced in a memo today. At a state board of education meeting, Oklahoma State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Ryan Walters, said the Bible is, quote, one of the most foundational documents used for the Constitution and birth of our country, which goes to show he should have no place in education because he doesn't understand the first thing about the Constitution. Quote, it's crystal clear to us that in the Oklahoma academic standards under Title 70 on multiple occasions, the Bible is a necessary historical document to teach our kids about the history of this country, to have a complete understanding of Western civilization, to have an understanding of the basis of our legal system. None of which is true. It's So you've got a Bronze Age book from the Middle East that explicitly endorses slavery. I mean, okay, for that respect, maybe that would be useful for understanding the history of the United States because people used that book to justify slavery. But if you've actually read the Constitution, if you paid any attention at all in civics class, you know that the reason the First Amendment is worded the way it is precisely to prevent any religion from being taught as the supreme one directly within public schools. He goes on to say that every classroom in the state from grades 5 through 12 must have a Bible and all teachers must teach from the Bible in the classroom. Yes, art class, you must teach from the Bible. Math class, I hope pi equals 3 works out for you because that's what the Bible teaches. And I can only imagine what sorts of interesting things will happen when you try to use a Bible in science class. The Oklahoma Memorandum follows a law in Louisiana passed on Juneteenth that requires all public classrooms to display the Ten Commandments. A group of Louisiana parents and civil rights organizations are suing the state over the new law, contending the legislation violates both U.S. Supreme Court precedent and the First Amendment, which is true. Walters said, quote, the Bible is an indispensable historical and cultural touchstone. Without basic knowledge of it, Oklahoma students are unable to properly contextualize the foundation of our nation, which is not even a little bit true. Most adults alive today went through a relatively secular education where the Bible wasn't even mentioned. The fact there were Christians was mentioned, but you don't need the Bible to know that there are Christians. Just ask Josephus. This is not merely an educational directive, but a crucial step in ensuring our students' grasp of the core values and historical context of our country. Interfaith Alliance, a national organization that seeks to protect religious freedoms, told CNN in a statement, this is blatant religious coercion that should have absolutely no place in public schools in Oklahoma or any other state. The statement went on to say, true religious freedom means ensuring that no one religious group is allowed to impose their viewpoint on all Americans. The vast majority of people of faith in this country reject these dangerous, intimidating efforts to force a Christian nationalist agenda into our schools, our courts, and our government. The new memo comes after the Oklahoma Supreme Court blocked an effort to establish a publicly funded religious charter school in the country. The court on Tuesday ordered that the state rescind its contract with St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual School in a 6-2 decision with one recusal. Under Oklahoma law, a charter school is a public school, wrote Justice James R. Winchester for the court. As such, a charter school must be non-sectarian. However, St. Isidore will evangelize the Catholic faith as part of its school curriculum while sponsored by the state. Walters called the ruling one of the worst decisions the state Supreme Court has made and pledged to fight back. Behold Ahab's revenge. What the court did was rule against the parents of Oklahoma who have demanded more choices for their kids. That's not what they mean by choices, Ryan. He goes on to say a bunch more bullshit and wraps up with, so I want you all to know we will continue to fight back against this. We want to continue to provide an opportunity for parents to send their kids to high-quality schools, which apparently means religious-based schools. Not high test scores, not high graduation rates, not high success rates out in the world. No, just how Christian they are. As CNN says, the story is still developing, but I really needed to note this as it's happening right now. As Godless Granny said earlier today, the stuff that's coming from these Christian nationalist fanatics will make the controversy over Louisiana trying to put the Ten Commandments into schools look like a pebble in the shoe. We had no idea how fast they plan to move. We will probably be discussing this story more either on a live stream here or over on the transpositions, but I wanted you all to know that this is happening. This is a real thing. There is a dictator with way too much power who has caused the Bible to be put into public schools and requires all classes be taught from the Bible effective immediately. We need to change how this country works. But for right now, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all the wonderful things that you do. And as always, remember, you don't have to actually cram your faith down other people's throats because you are better than religion.